Yeah. So we in there like swimwear. And let's see, it's March. Is it warm over there yet?
Oh yes. It warm over. It's starting to. It's starting to. Yes, man. Sure. I got 2 days. I went to get. I got to get out on the bike. So yeah, it's been warm. Today, it goes up to like 56, right?
Oh,
And then tomorrow is 60. Thursday 67. Friday 72.
I'm sad that 60 something is warm.
Mm-hmm. And Saturday is 75. So
Okay.
it's we pushing up. We pushing up.
Good,
Slowly,
man.
slowly.
So at least you could be a little happier, man.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit more happier. A
Word.
little bit. I mean, it ain't, what y'all see
What
over
is?
there. Yeah. It ain't.
Yeah, what up, y'all? That's the
Y'all,
new Questamin over there in the
what up?
season change.
What
We
up?
about to spring forward.
Oh, come on.
We here, man. And
Yep.
yeah. So for those of you joining for the very first time, yeah, we're about to actually do the program Marriage Ain't for Suckers.
Yep.
And, so like I say, that's my man, New Questamin over there. And
Yep.
I'm me. So
Word
yeah,
up.
we're not gonna burn any time because since I'm on a different time zone right now,
Yeah.
his schedule's different than mine. Like he gotta go. So let's
Yeah.
get it done.
Yeah. Zoe is doing tutoring. So yeah, I gotta go get Zoe.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, quiet on the set. Peace, y'all. It's your man. People something, man. What we talking about today?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Quest, man, and welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast, or as my co-host would like to say, program. Speaking of co-hosts, yeah, my man, my man, L. David Harris.
Yeah, what up, though? Get on my mic.
And MC.
We mixing it all the way up today.
Oh man, what's all that reverb?
Yo.
It's out, you
Class is in the session, man.
you sounded like an early 80s mixtape.
Yeah, man. Remember that? Yeah, remember that? Yeah, used to come over 98.7 Kiss FM.
Yeah, 107.5 WBLS, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Magic, you know what I'm saying?
And if you had a different complexion, it would be Z100.
Oh, come on, straight from the top of the Empire State Building. Broadcasting live. Z100. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, you already know, man. Oh man, yeah, nostalgic moments, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Welcome, y'all. Come on, get on in here, man. It is an honor, privilege, and a blessing, man, to be able to do this thing we do weekly and talk about this thing that we have so much love for, called marriage, because Daddy holds it with high esteem, and more importantly, to get to do it with my man, my man, my homie. You know what I'm saying? My homie Stromy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, big up to everybody who is coming in to listen to the podcast, man. What up, D? What's life like over there on the J side, man?
It's not like a box of chocolates, I'll tell you that one, buddy.
It's always like a box of chocolates when you in Jamaica, B.
We good, man. I mean, trials come, but life is life, man.
Come on, I like that. Oh man, and that's gonna that's so deep what you're saying right now. It's in its simplicity, it's deep.
Oh yeah,
because of what we're gonna talk about today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, everything is lovely on this side as well, man. Shouts out to, you know what I'm saying, Sister Faith, Danette Green. Yep.
Keep the faith.
The whole government. I'm loving life with her right now.
Word.
Yeah, man, I really do. I think I'm getting into those ages of, you know, that stage of the relationship. You know, they have this thing, but my in-laws hit me to it the other day. They got this thing called the 7-year itch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
praise God, I don't have the 7-year itch. I've seen you know, a lot of attractive women in my time, but I have no desire to be with anyone than the one that I'm with. As a matter of fact, I told her the other night, I was like, have I told you that I love you lately? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, no. And I was like, well, let me just, you know, let you know that I love you and all the reasons why I love you. I love my life with you. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know what I'm saying? Just like for real, ran down the list as to all the things that I love about her, love all the things that I'm experiencing with her, even in the difficult times. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives us an opportunity to grow. So yeah, man, that's what's going on here. The kids are getting old. You know what I'm saying? Osama bin Nico and Al Bashir Mason are they cantankerous as usual.
Oh my goodness, man. What are you saying, bro?
Yo, bro, let me tell you about them two dudes right there, man. Them two dudes are like boys. Like they are boys in every sense of the word. The 2-year-old had one of them bean bags far away from the couch, and he was diving off the couch, like flying and landing on the beanbag. And I'm like, what a trouble if you miss that beanbag. Or
I hope y'all been paying your insurance premium.
Bruh, I'm just like, I come downstairs and catching him. I come down the stairs catching the dude in midair, flying up in the air, like, and landing on the beanbag. And I'm like, yo, this is an emergency room visit without a shadow of a doubt. Like, I'm like, okay, knock it, take the beanbag back upstairs. They brought it out of their room downstairs so they could jump off the couch.
They probably threw it down the handrail down the stairs.
Yo, I'm telling you. I'm like, first of all, I don't even know how it got down there.
Oh, I can tell you. I just told you. They ran it down the handrail and it flipped off the edge of it.
Bruh. And yeah, man, my 16-year-old, man, I'm just thankful for her as well, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, it can be challenging when you're raising a 16-year-old daughter. But I had to make some adjustments the other day, or about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I took the phone straight up because, you know what I'm saying, the performances, sometimes these phones can distract these kids, man. And so I had to take the phone. And when I tell you, like, almost a total 180, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I'm watching her. Now she's at tutoring, called me just a while ago. So that's why we got to run through the program, man, so I can go and pick her up at school. But other than that, D, yeah, man, as you say, life is life. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Well, man, let me jump into it real quick because I know our time is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to shouts out, as always, Breathe University. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will become successful. You hear me say it every week. Breathe University is the brand new e-learning platform led by Dr. Eric Thomas. And inside BU, you get access to ET along with all of his proven tools, strategies, and resources you need to jumpstart your greatness in one convenient location. And we're just not talking about greatness in one area. We're talking about greatness across the different areas of your life: health, fitness, faith, finance. You know what I'm saying? For all the entrepreneurs, as a matter of fact, we have the 1% Club conference that is now underway. First stop is Dallas, Texas. And then the next stop after that is Chicago. And of course, we got some other stuff that I'm working on right now in terms of building a community for the married folk. You feel me, D? Why? Because I believe that sometimes, man, we just need we get a lot of theory. I just want to build a community that shows you what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, if y'all interested, man, and you want to go to the next level for real, check it out. BreatheUniversity.com.
Word up. Well, this program is brought to you by Audible. Get your free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/marriage with more than 180,000 titles from which to choose for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. And today I'm just going to recommend, because I just want my girl to get this shout out, What's that book's title again? Why Marry a Man You Don't Need by Carmen Hope Thomas.
Shouts out
Go
to
get
Carmen
it,
Hope.
man.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Shouts out
Just
to
get
Carmen
it.
Hope Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah, man. She was actually right here. She
Yeah.
recorded it right here in this
Oh.
studio, right here,
Oh,
on
that's
this
what's
mic, on this here mic.
Oh, that's
right
what's
here.
up.
She was
Yeah.
right over there. Right there. Yeah, man.
Yes, indeed.
I think the production was pretty good.
I think so too, because I've heard
the
it.
book is dope.
Yep. Yep. Yes,
So
indeed.
go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
Yep.
Now.
Go and get it. So yeah, man, D. I got a call. I ain't gonna name no names, but I got a call today. Of a young man, I should say. Not that much younger than we are. Does 14 years count as?
How old are you?
I'm just saying.
Dang. Grown men 14 years younger than us, bro.
Well, 15 now.
Dang. I digress.
Is that?
You're a grown dude. You're a big dude. A big man.
But you're a big man with me, though.
That's true.
So anyway, man, I get this call and, he was just like, Quest, man, thank you, saying for your time. I just got a couple of questions. I need to find out some stuff as it relates to my marriage and where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just basically telling me that, he plays a professional sport, right? Mm-hmm. And he was playing this professional sport overseas, and then he ended up coming back here and playing professionally here. And he was just explaining to me that, there's this thing between me and my wife going on where she's like, there's a level of contention, if you will. And some things happened in the relationship. Father got sick, you know what I'm saying? And then he ended up passing away. And then he was explaining to me that his wife, was a little upset because, she was like, I need you to do this and I need you to do it. Now, granted, he wasn't responsible in the beginning, but over the last 3 years, he's become very responsible, handling his business. He's making a decent amount of money, and it seems like it's not enough. And then he was breaking down for me what the two of them make on a yearly basis. I was like, okay, do you guys have any kids? And he was like, no. And, she was kind of upset because she was like, you didn't give me the life that you promised me you would give me. And I was just like, yo, how can you promise something that you don't have control over? Because you could be in the best of health one day and everything dope one day, and then sickness take you. And then what?
Pop your Achilles. That's a wrap.
It's you know what? Do you know what? Let me just tell you this. I've popped my Achilles before.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so I already know what it entails, and even though it was a partial tear, right, and they didn't have to open up my heel, I spent 6 weeks in a cast. I spent another 6 weeks in a boot, and then I can't even tell you how long after that I spent in therapy trying to get and even to this day, because I don't do it to the extent that athletes do it. You could still tell the difference in between one calf and the other.
That's a whole season.
I'm talking about a whole season, right? So just imagine, you got money to live for, but like from what I understand with some of the players, they're getting paid per game. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got a contract and you know what I'm saying? Right. Like if you're on the injured list, you'll still get paid because you're still on the bench, right? You're still out there. But what happens when you're out the entire season, or even worse, something happens where you just can't make the money anymore.
Right.
Your contract is over. You get, you know what I'm saying? Then another team doesn't pick you up. Then what?
Your closest friend does something stupid and grimy in the news, and you're associated with him, and you both lose your
come on. Come on. So I'm just saying, like, for real, anything can happen. Say what? Anything can happen. All right, I'm not paying. I'm not paying. But seriously, you cannot get wrapped up in what you think life is as it relates to finances, right? Because, like I said before, anything can happen. If you lose your health, right, or you get some debilitating disease or whatever the case may be. And so with all of that being said, I had to kindly tell my man, like through everything that he explained to me, I came to the conclusion. I was like, first, is she, is your wife open to coaching? And he was basically saying, I'm sure she is, but at this point, like the talking, she's pretty much blocked me. And I was like, blocked you?
What does that mean?
And I was like, y'all are married? And he was like, well, she's not. I said, blocked you on, when he said blocked, I was like on social media? He's like, no, she's not talking to me as much. When I came home the last time, she was like, I don't need you to be here. I need you to be out there either playing or coaching or whatever the case may be.
Wait. Oh, said that out loud, bro?
Oh, out loud.
Oh, so you don't even have to guess and say,
Yeah.
well, based on statistics and
Yeah.
my interaction with other people like this is what it probably was.
No. And
You
so
just told-
and so I was just explaining to my man in a nice, and a real pleasant dude, man, real pleasant dude. And it seemed like he trying to, you know what I'm saying, handle his business. But I
Right.
told him in so many words, I said, if everything that you're saying to me is true, what you have on your hands is a taker.
Mm.
And you know what it is? There's a big difference between a taker and a giver. And if you're a giver and she's a taker, she gonna take and take and take and take until you don't have nothing else to give. And then what happens with takers, unfortunately, when you don't have nothing to give, they go somewhere else to take. You understand? And so I said, somebody needs to, and I was asking, some important questions. Like when you guys first got married, did you have, premarital coaching or whatever the case may be, D? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, cool. I said, that's part of it right now. A lot of people, D, what I realize is a lot of people take marriage and do things with marriage that they're not supposed to do according to the manufacturer. Now, as you and I were talking earlier on, I can't buy a brand new 325 and I'll just use it on the low end of the BMW, say wheelhouse. Now, I can't take a 325 and go mudding like they do with pickup trucks and drive it off road and stuff. I'm going to break something, right? And then take it back to BMW and say, hey, I broke it. And then they see what did you do when you were driving? Like, for real, how is the axle bent like this? How is this broken like this? That wouldn't happen on regular. Yup. Life is life. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. But my whole thing is, D, like, for real, there's some people that are doing things with marriage that you're not supposed to be doing. And you would have known that you're not supposed to be doing that had you, like, for real, when you buy a car like that, you need somebody from the dealership to show you how this thing operates so that you can, you know what I'm saying? So that's the long and short of it. It's just like, I guess what I'm saying is find the sweetness in the difficult moments of the marriage. Like, happiness is not handed to you. You have to find it. And even in the difficult season of your marriage, man. What do you say, D?
I'm saying that sometimes people have expectations based on stuff they see on cable, based on a fantasy they might have had when they were 6, something they saw in the magazine. I don't know, but when that expectation is spoiled and the reality actually hits, and the reality doesn't even have to be bad. The reality could be wonderful, objectively speaking.
Yeah.
But if wonderful is not what you anticipated or expected, then it's, life is over. Poor me kind of thing. And
here's the thing. She was living dope in the beginning because it was my man's first year. And then they had to pull him back because they had some other players that had seniority, right? In his first year when he was a rookie, and they was living lovely. Now there's been a switch and you ain't getting what you used to get before. And it's a little bit different now. So what do? You get mad at your spouse?
No.
Well, that's apparently, I just want to read this little excerpt real quick. Shouts out to my man, John Kim. But he says this, not to be cliched, but it wasn't until I started focusing on the journey instead of the destination that I became happier. By focusing, I mean this: accepting everything that is in front of you, your relationship, your situation, your divorce, your money or lack of it, your messy job, your painful transition, or whatever you're dealing with or going through. Then leaning into it and trying to build something from it. Meanwhile, stop obsessing about what you don't have and try to produce joy from what you do have. You can have yachts and mansions and that company you've dreamed about building. But if you don't have the ability to produce joy from what's in front of you, you will never be satisfied. You'll always want more. You'll always be chasing, and happy will always be an island you're trying to swim to.
Wow. That's real talk.
I'm talking about as real can get. Because when you make the vow, right, and as it relates to what we're talking about marriage now, it doesn't say for better or for best, for rich or for richer. You know what I'm saying? Or in health or healthier.
Nah.
It gives you the full spectrum for richer or for poorer, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health. Because guess what? While you may be richer and in health and better now, there will come a couple of days where you'll have to be in sickness or worse. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. And
Trials
you have to
a way of coming up on you.
Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Come on.
Yeah.
And like I said before, happiness is not something that's dropped in your lap. You got to work with what's in your hand. And if that's what's in your hand now, you do what you need to do. You work with what you got to work with, and you create happiness for the two of you.
Yeah. So a young person was talking to me the other day, right? We have a similar temperament. It happened to be a girl. Yeah. And she was telling me how she's on a team with a bunch of older people, blah, blah, blah. They always disrespect her youth, right? And she's, competent, intelligent, a lot to offer. And she can see long range where stuff is going to fall apart, right?
Yep.
But for whatever reason, they despise her youth.
Yep.
And so she's tempted to just kind of back into a shell somewhere. And I was like, no. This is what you need to do. Part of what I told her was, you have to change your perspective on what is actually happening. That's it, because you're not going to change the circumstance. And she's locked into a situation where she has to work with what she's got.
Yep.
She has to play the hand she's dealt, right?
Yep.
So she has to change the perspective or her outlook on what is actually happening so she doesn't go crazy, because she's losing sleep and all of that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what we need to do oftentimes in marriage, where certain things, like if God forbid, I bust my Achilles, I pop my Achilles or whatever, you rupture it. Well, it's not gonna mysteriously immediately fix itself.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Do I lose perspective and say, well, Simone and I are supposed to go to the gym together every day. That's going to put a damper on things. And then I'm looking at the dudes hulking out in the gym, and now I'm upset because they can do what I can't do, and they could be there, I can't. Or do I change my perspective?
Careful now.
You know what I'm saying?
Because now you're talking about developing vices. This is the way that brothers get trapped into porn and drinking and weed smoking and everything else under the. Yeah, come on.
That's what I'm saying. So we have to change. We have to be adaptable and say the circumstances may not change because of things that are out of our control, or if it's within our control, it takes time. So how do I look at this thing? Is often the key, really and truly. The attitude, like our man E would always say, he'd be like, yo, when trials come, I'm not gonna bellyache about it. I'm saying I'm not gonna cry about it. The dude eats trials for dinner, man.
Yep.
And there's a reason for it, and there's an actual predictable outcome. It's not that I'm pretty sure he's not like, boy, I'm just so excited that they're coming. But he's just like, that has hardened him, man. That's made him the kind of successful dude that he is, where he's able to push through and say, all right, well, what's the next mountain we gonna burn through? What's the next thing we're gonna overcome and surmount?
Absolutely.
As opposed to laying down. So it's one of those things, man. Mess around and lament the things that you can't change, and you will always fail. Your marriage will fail. Your perspective on how you can build from this disadvantage point will fail. You have to really, really change your perspective.
Yep. When things are good, they're good. And when they're bad, like for real, you still got to, like for real, I tell couples all the time, you're not the problem. Your spouse is not the problem. The problem is the problem. Doggone it, work together against the problem and not each other. I always seem, for real, sometimes I always feel like a broken record when I say that, because it's always said like it's some cute cliche. Like when like for real, start putting it into action. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes it's too simple for people.
Yep.
That's it. People want you to give them some mystery process, you know, some exclusive information that nobody gets unless they are in the right click, right?
Yeah.
Stuff that, you know, like they do on TV. They hype it up like everything is so dramatic, right?
Yep.
When really you just have to put in good hard work, have a positive outlook.
Yep.
Don't try to do things on your own.
Yeah.
When you make mistakes, build from that.
Yeah.
You know, but if I gave you some complex thing, you might do it. But if I give you something simple, you can't even hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. But it would stand for you to hear it and start putting that joker in motion, because like for real, you're experiencing the same stuff over and over again. You said it earlier on, D, like when I asked you at the beginning of the program, and that's the thing I think that's still sticking me. I said, how's life over on the JA side? And you was like, you know what? Life is life. I mean, we have our trials or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Life is life. And I could tell in your voice and just the way that you said it that we deal with the trials and tribulations as they come. Life is life. There's some times where you riding high or mountain high. There's some times where you in between, and then there's some times where you valley low. But regardless of what happens, I'm not going to turn my frustrations on my spouse or my partner. Like, if anything, I'm going to solicit your help as to how the two of us can work together to get out of this thing. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm saying is, like, for real, as you say, life is life. And I'm saying find the life in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. If you see it as that, you see it as such, you see every circumstance as a point from which you can grow. Then you stop blaming yourself, stop blaming your spouse. You just take responsibility, own it where you need to. And also when it comes on to your spouse, you don't villainize them.
Yeah.
You just say, all right, this is what it is. Let's work through it. But we need to be doing this together. Because what's the point?
Yeah. Here's the funny thing now, what I'm finding out, D. Like, I know difficult times going to come, and even in those times, I still find something to, like, for real, to alleviate or decompress, which means that I'm not saying that I don't deal with the problems. I deal with the problems, but even after dealing with them, sometimes, you know, you can still be a little frazzled. Let me tell you something. Sometimes when there's too much on my mind, I get on my motorcycle and I push out. And when I'm on the open highway, bro, and I'm riding, it ain't nothing like that feeling. Having a good cup of coffee in the morning. Having a nighttime walk during the summertime, like a night walk with my wife, sitting in the backyard in the chair and just drinking tea with her and having, you understand what I'm saying? Find the joys in life, even in the difficult moments. Because truth be told, I would rather be seen in the world than under the world. And any day, problems and everything attached.
Yeah, man.
Anytime I'm breathing, I don't care what the problem is. It's a much better situation than to not be breathing.
It's like a common response to real dudes here in Jamaica. It's like, yo, how you doing? Like, what's good? Like, right? It's either life is life or anyhow I'm on top of my grave. I'm good.
I'm good.
You feel me?
Good.
And these dudes got a lot to worry about. You feel me?
Good.
But it's just like, yo, once I'm on top of my grave, I'm good. Because now you have another opportunity to make it better, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it is. That is not what it is not. It's what it is.
I just want to share this what your man said real quick. Seek joy always in everything you do. It doesn't matter if you're doing the dishes, going on a date, or building an empire. This mindset will allow you to be open and aware to unlock yourself so that you can unleash your gifts. The world needs you. And you were meant to change it. And you can't change it when you're spending your time worrying about what you don't have as opposed to what you do have. Yeah.
Word up. That's you? Who said that?
My man, John Kim.
John Kim. Right. Yeah, I think that's a good place to pull up, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So when you hear these things, it's better when you apply them.
Yep.
Real talk. Because we're not really that, well, I guess we could be entertaining, but today's not an entertaining day.
Nah.
It doesn't make sense. Y'all take your time and listen to this and then don't go do nothing. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah. I don't think we ever did it for entertainment, even though we can be entertaining, though, D.
Real talk.
I think we entertain so that you could swallow the information easier.
Real talk. So go do something about it, man.
Get up, get out, and get something.
Not paying. All right, y'all. before we start doing a Name That Tune episode, I think this is a good place for us to cut you loose in the audio. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Yep. And, yeah, we'll catch you on the rebound. Lord sparing life. We'll see you next week.
No doubt.
Yeah, for everybody here with us in visual land, just hold fast for a second. And yeah, that's what that is. Hold fast.
Stay focused, y'all.
The apps. All right, y'all. It's another day.
Yellow. All right, let me go and pick this child up before they cuss me out. Do you look like you need a nappy?
I don't know what you just did. I guess I have to look that up.
What, yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Who says it like that? Bounty Killer. Yellow, yellow.
Clearly, I don't listen to those things again.
Mud cross aggravated.
All right, my fault again. Holla at y'all.
You know better.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
We'll
catch y'all next week.
Yep. Holla.